2012 is in fact not a calendar year. It is a condition. To understand this, we draw upon the wisdom of the ancient Hindu teachings as an example. They call it the out-breath and the in-breath of God. The cosmos has behaved like a disc, but the disc is actually a donut, a tube torus. It rolls outward at the top, and as it rolls outward at the top, so does it roll inward at the bottom. So what we are dealing with in 2012 is times during which conscious life hits the rim of the tube torus, of the donut. The outer rim causes tremendous upheaval for the unseen realms and the star races. That is a time that you will find planetary explosions, supernova suns, collapsing star systems, all sorts of things. And the last time we encountered that was in the first or second week of October 2005, according to our calendar year. 2012 is when you run into an accumulation of karma. What is karma? Karma is all that was not processed in the form of insights that were not gained, as well as emotions that were so overwhelming that they could not yield their insights. Great cataclysm tends to do that. It heaps up these receptacles at the rim and in the middle of the tube torus. So humanity hardly felt it, because at that time I had, for the past perhaps 8 months, been traveling back and forth in the hidden realms. I was able to see the devastation, and it's a time when life is weighed for its worthiness to continue as an individuation or whether it needs to be reformed. We are hitting such a condition in 2012. We actually would have hit that condition in January of 2011. But the masters were able to enlarge the tube torus. Where humanity feels this karmic repercussion, this condition we call 2012 the most, is when we get to the middle. In October 2005, we came to the rim. We would have come to the middle in January of 2011, except if you suddenly enlarge the donut, the rim is now further away, both on the outside and, of course, on the inside. This is what occurred. It was enlarged. A massive financial disaster that would have caused starvation and depression all over the world was circumvented at that time. When we now come to it in 2012, there is no further way to enlarge this particular tube torus. So we are going to come headlong into this center of the circle. Every single being is living in a separate reality. In other words, let's say we're in the days of the old recession in the 1930s. In some homes where farmers were already living off the land, where they were already frugally producing everything that they needed, there was no recession. For people in town where there was an interdependence and in many cases a dependence, there was a massive hardship. So each one made their own reality and was more or less prepared when such a time came. We find that this is the same with this condition. Your reality will not necessarily be the same as someone else's reality. Our realities are like slices in a bread loaf. The bread is stacked on its end. Each being is a slice in the loaf of bread. The embodiment of the infinite is the loaf of bread and everything outside the loaf of bread. So now if we take it upon ourselves to start to become self-sufficient, you must get as much debt out of your life as you can. There are basic preparations that can be made to just assist you in case there's no water that comes into your house for 2 weeks. There are ways in which we can become more self-sufficient. The Mormon Church has much literature on the matter. I myself have spoken on many instances, and my office can direct you where to go upon how to prepare so that you are self-sufficient. If someone were to cut my water supply, my electric supply, and tell me there is no store available today, I can easily support and sustain those who are around me and myself for maybe a year or 2. And that is without any supply, and I live in suburbia. So it is not that difficult to do. And that is something you can prepare to do. But that's not really where the secret lies. The secret lies in gathering the insights of your life. Why did I orchestrate this and this scenario in my life? Because I know I am never a victim. Why did I agree to undergo this? To get to the bottom of our life's insights will not only help us move through this 2012 phenomenon easily and with grace, but if we dedicate all of our insights and overcomings by proxy as an archetype for humanity, it will ease the transition of humanity as well. The one is the many, and the many is the one. There is no such thing as space. There is, in fact, no such thing as time. This is not a date on a calendar. It is simply the accumulation to a full point of unresolved insights. Let us begin with deep, meaningful living, taking 20 minutes each day to understand what is really happening behind the appearances.